Bantu Bam, welcome back to my channel. It is I, Bantu NOTS. Thank you once again for tuning in. It is a new video, it's a new week, same time, same place with the same girl. As you can see by my smile, I'm so excited. It's episode 3 and this one is so special solely because we have crossed the border. Meaning people from everywhere want to participate, and I'm very, very grateful to each and every one of you who actually watches and shares, and all the words of encouragement are really exciting. If you haven't already, please do like, comment and hit that subscribe button and join the family. It is a trip, it is a journey of discovery, of love, of celebration, of everything that you can think of. Let me not even waste time, let me give them their place. Please, like I always say, enjoy this video.
You are the one for me, I swear. There's nobody else to compare. Always jiggle when I'm with my lady. Never felt like I'm feeling lately.
Hello! Hi.
Hi,
I'm Shannon.
and I'm John T, and we're the Wakefields.
Da-da-dam-da-dam.
Yeah.
With our names above us, although they're backwards. We have been together for many years.
Since 2012,
Yes, since 2012.
so 8 years in September.
8 years in September, yes. But we were best friends pretty much from 2008 when I was but a grade 8 at school and John T was a grade 9. It took him 5 years to ask me out, but he did it and now here we are, yay! So we've been together for 8 years and we have been married for 5 years in December.
Yeah, so 4.5.
4.5.
That you get tied down.
I'm so tied down. Yes, I think that is probably the biggest misconception, that you can't necessarily do life and have fun and live, but essentially the way we saw it going in is that we had an adventure buddy for life. So like we have traveled all over Europe. We were meant to do a bit more traveling this year, but the Rona got us, or at least got the world, not us personally. But yeah, that your life is over, or that
You're
shame.
tied down and you can't live your life.
Yeah, and it's been
And
quite
it
nice
stops.
breaking that stereotype though,
Yeah.
because we've still carried on traveling, still carried on studying. I've done like 3 degrees since we've been married. We're looking at buying our first house together. We got our first dog. I guess it's a dog together. We got our second dog together. And it's literally just been the most amazing thing because we've been able to adventure through life with one another as opposed to being alone. Yes, you do lose some friends. Suddenly your priorities do change a little bit, so you can't necessarily give all of your time the way you used to, because the other person does become a priority, and sometimes that is quite difficult and relationships do take strain, but for the most part, yeah, I think we were quite fortunate because we've been together for so long, or we've been friends for so long, that most of our friends are the same. So from before we were dating even, we would go visit friends and do stuff together anyway. So for a lot of our friends, it's just sort of been a continuation of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I think your friendship changes
Yeah.
when you get married. Or friendships change. But yeah, I think I agree with you. Most of our friends, since we came from school, the
Been the
fact that
same.
your brother and I are best friends,
Shame.
that there's a lot of interconnection. And
Yeah.
So it's not like an isolated relationship, and in fact a relationship that's known by all your friends, which is good.
100%. And your friends. You also have friends.
We both have friends.
Ta-da! Sure, that's a tricky one. Because we have different sorts of dates. So we'll have like at home dates. The one Valentine's Day, John T built like a whole blanket fort in the lounge when I got back from work. That was quite cool, and we watched movies in our blanket fort. In varsity, while we were dating, That was quite sweet as well. John T set up like a whole like dinner thing for us, and there were lots of picnics and stuff like that because student budgets. But then while we were traveling now this last time, pretty much everything we do, like quality time is such a big part of our love languages for both of us. So pretty much every time we get to go out together, it's like so amazing, simply because that's how we receive love, if that makes sense. But I do like getting dressed up. And we go to like the theatre sometimes here in Joburg. So yeah, I don't know if I have like one specific memorable one. Like they all just are nice.
Yeah.
Because we get to spend time.
Yeah, I agree. I think just traveling and spending time together,
Yeah.
whether it's a long road trip or
Yeah.
going out to the theatre or something like that, I think we just enjoy spending time together, and those are the memorable times. I think it's just long times where we've just spent time together,
Yeah.
whether it's on a train in Europe or driving down to Durban or wherever.
Or South Coast. Sure, it's far.
Yeah, or just taking a hike or a walk together
Yeah.
in the Drakensberg or wherever. Yeah.
With coffee. There's generally coffee involved. So if it's with Giant Tea and with coffee, it's like hundreds. And this is Patch. So Smudge is down here. She has been enjoying all the tickles, and now Patch wants attention too. For me, it was probably John T's smile. This beautiful one. He's gonna do a funny face. Yeah, for me, I had always had a list in my head in terms of what I was looking for in a person or a man. Although it was a boy at the time. So my list was essentially, first and foremost, he had to have a heart after God. And because we were friends, I knew that. And so that sort of was a great start for our friendship. And then more than that, it was his smile and his hair. I love his hair. And he makes me laugh like nobody else can. So that for me was like really the main things that attracted me. And his mind. He's got such a quirky sense of humor, and he's so intellectually bright that I'm like, he challenges me and we can have like really deep intellectual conversations. And he manages to keep up. Or I keep up. I don't know which way it goes. Some days it's one way and then other days not so much. And you?
I think...
You said my legs at some point.
Well, I mean, all of you.
Hey.
No, but I think your heart, it's just such a big heart for such a small body.
Why, thank you.
But no, the way that you just love so intensely was definitely an attraction. And I think, yeah, like your sense of humor, your smile, your laugh, those type of things, definitely.
His smile.
But essentially, yeah, your heart, your mind, your smile, but just that we were friends and that we got to know each other on a friendship level, with no pressure that we need to date or this, that or the other. But there was just an instant attraction when we first saw each other on the stage of our high school while doing a general knowledge quiz.
Yes.
This tiny little
Grade
12-year-old.
I think I was just 13.
Stood next to me and looked
and
up
you were
at me
so
with
tall.
these massive eyes.
I just remember standing there and they kept asking these questions because it was the weakest link and we were representing our different houses for the school, and we were in different houses. And I just remember every time they asked a question, it was so intimidating because John T was standing there and he literally towers over me. At the moment he's 20 centimeters taller and he was even taller than me then. And I just, like, he just flustered me so much that I bombed. I was like, oh no, this is too intimidating. Yeah, that didn't seem to happen to you. You were just like, for away. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's those big eyes looking up at me melted my heart. So process of elimination.
Not you, not you, not you. This one.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of prayerful time. We prayed a lot about it individually. and also just by, I don't know, I think it was within about 2 or 3 months of us starting dating, we pretty much had both
decided.
came to that conclusion. Didn't necessarily say it out loud per se, but
we spoke about one day a lot.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, one day we will do this, or one day we will do that.
Yeah, but it's a decision that you make.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you need to decide to love that person. It's not some magical fantasy where a fairy godmother comes and says, "That's the one."
Maybe for you, I definitely had that.
Get some sparkles.
Ta-da!
But no, I mean, it's a lot of prayer went into it.
Yeah.
And just a lot of discussions.
Yeah.
And just to see, are we on the same wavelength? Are we in tune with each other?
Full of nonsense.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think like when we started dating though again, like because we had been friends for so long, we knew that when we started dating, it would be too much if we were to break up, because like our families knew each other, and again, Jonty is my brother's best friend. So we knew that if we ever started dating, it would need to be like for the long run. And through high school, there were so many times where it was like, will they, won't they? And I'm so glad it happened when it did, because again, I was in matric, so I was 17 because I was a year young, and Jonty was first year varsity. So like we had reached a stage in life where, granted, it took us a few years until we could get engaged and married, but it was like a time of life where it wasn't like waiting for that to happen. And I think both of us knew it going in that, okay, if we decide to jump into this, we're jumping in all or nothing kind of thing. And again, I think there was a lot of prayer involved. Yeah, and it did take quite a few months of like just chatting and like testing the waters before Jonty even asked me out in that year, just to kind of make sure that this was something that we were both interested in and both wanted. And yeah, it makes it sound so unromantic, but like I think we're both quite logical people, and obviously there were and still are all the like feelings, but we went into it like really practically as well, in terms of like, if we're going to do this, it needs to be for good. Yeah,
and you go in with the mindset of, can you see this person, or can you see yourself marrying this person?
Yes.
So it's not just a fling, it's not a, we'll see where this goes in a month.
Exactly.
It's that, can you see yourself marrying this person? And then, you're in it.
For the long run.
And then you make that decision, and
Yeah.
There was a lot of romance, but...
Yes, there was all of that as well.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. It's been really awesome, and like relationships is something that we quite enjoy talking about, and I think we are both quite passionate about like relationships and marriage. It's something we take quite seriously. Thank you so much for having us, and for letting us share our story and our dogs.
All of us.
All four of us with you. Sure. And hello Patch.
And if anyone has any questions about anything, they're more than welcome to get hold of us. We are in South Africa, in Joburg. We've been here for the last
few months.
4 years.
Like exactly,
well, living here the last 4.5 years. So that's where we're based.
Yeah. Originally not from here, but this is where we've kind of found ourselves.
Yeah.
Cool.
But just let us know if there's any questions, and thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Bye.
Bye.
She do when I'm with my lady. Never felt like I'm feeling lately. You are the one for me, I swear. There's nobody else to compare. Always she do when I'm with my lady.